talk now? Okay. Well, if people can hear me, the first thing I'd like to do is to thank the New York patients who testified for me in my two trials. Dennis Brennan, who had hepatitis C, testified in Wisconsin. Sheila Gross, who has multiple sclerosis, and Mike Hinckley, who's had AIDS for 30 years, testified in Nebraska. Unfortunately, despite the fact I was the main supplier on the East Coast for 20 years, and despite 2 heart attacks, we could not persuade the Nebraska judge to be merciful. However, you in the crowd can weigh in with the Nebraska Parole Board. There is a letter writing campaign for my early release. You can contact the people who are in charge of that at the Hippie Museum. This year, like every year for the past 40 years, this event was organized out of 9 Bleecker Street. Now this historic resource, this building that dates back to the 60s, is under threat. And I urge you all to get involved in saving the Hippie Museum. Finally, many people do not know it, but New York actually has a medical marijuana law on the books. It's called the Oliveri Statute. It was passed in 1982. Unfortunately, when it was passed, it was restricted to a program where the National Institute on Drug Abuse was supplying free marijuana to a certain number of patients. However, at the height of the AIDS crisis, that was changed because the program was discontinued. Robert Morgenthau in 1996 recognized the right of patients to organize and send people out to get their medicine for them. That was the exception that we were operating under, and I would never have gotten in trouble in New York City. It was because I was out of town that I ran into problems. Unfortunately, Robert Morgenthau is no longer DA, and there is a medical marijuana bill pending up in Albany, but that may not pass. What I'm calling on people to do is the same thing that the Needle Exchange did for 4 years. First, they put out their own cards, but then the New York Health Department issued Needle Exchange cards. I want you guys to get out there and get the City Council to pass an ordinance under the Oliveri Statute to allow patients who are never arrested by feds, don't have to worry about the New York City Police. Have patients get medical marijuana cards from the city of New York, no matter what happens up in Albany. Please, I am going to come home. Please make it so that I can come home to a medical marijuana state, or at least a medical marijuana city. Please pass the medical marijuana card in New York City. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening to me. For the people that whose phone this is, I will call you back in a minute. I need to talk to you. Thank you very much.
Yeah! Free Danafone! Free Danafone! Back to you, Ray.